Will the bodies of true Christians one day actually rise from the dead? The answer is yes, yes, 1,000 times over, yes. Listen, if a Christian dies before Jesus returns, their spirit goes immediately to heaven, to the throne of God in his presence, but their body remains here on earth. Not forever, though. You know, when you think about it, it's hard to imagine, because bodies, when they're put into the ground, or they're in the urn, or they're scattered throughout the ocean, you think the body goes to dust, it begins to disintegrate. How will it ever come back? The Apostle Paul answered that question in 1 Corinthians 15. He explained to Christians that, of course, there's a resurrection from the dead. The first person to resurrect is Jesus Christ. He was the first one to die and rise and never die again. The same Jesus that was crucified, the same body that was put into the tomb, came back out of the tomb to live forever. And Paul says Jesus was just the first of all true believers to rise from the dead. Now, I know it seems hard to believe, because we think of the disintegration of the body. Maybe it's been buried for thousands of years, but here's the deal. Paul said that nature shows us this miracle every day. God gives us the understanding in what we observe all the time. We put a seed into the ground, it appears to disintegrate and to die, but then it begins to sprout up, and one day it becomes a tree. Think about it this way. If I were to hold a little acorn in my hand right now and say to that tiny acorn, listen, I'm going to drop you in the ground and bury you. But 20 years from now, you're going to be a gigantic tree with thousands of branches, and hundreds of thousands of acorns are going to drop from you. You're going to provide shade for people and houses. If I would say that to that little acorn, no pun intended, he might look at me and say, Shelley, you're nuts. But no, I wouldn't be nuts. That is the destiny of an acorn, even though it appears to die. It is your destiny as a Christian to one day get your body back, made brand new and sinless. The Apostle Paul goes on to say that the body that we have now, it's perishable. It is subject to decay and death and sin. But the body that will come out of the grave will be raised imperishable. It will be an undying body. Right now we live in natural bodies, then we will live in spiritual bodies. Spiritual there does not mean that we don't have real bodies in heaven. Spiritual means bodies that are fit for heaven, fit to live forever, fit to be in the glory of God with him always.